Well, I got my new alternator, or new to me alternator back from a place in Maysville, Kentucky that rebuilt it. A brand new alternator from Ford was around $880, they said, to $1,200 depending on which one it was. I took it to this guy in Maysville and he rebuilt it for $205. Back to like new. And I've even replaced the plastic piece that had broken on it too. So we're going to put this in. Hopefully I can show you here. But this is not an easy job. That alternator goes down underneath all of that. You got to bring it up in from the bottom and try to get it in. And you got to finagle it around to try to do that. It is not easy, but we are going to see what we can do from the bottom. Each time I do it, I think I do it a different way. This is probably why no Ford dealers, when I called them for a price, they kind of laughed and said they would get back with me. And this is probably why they didn't, right here. If the Ford engineer is watching, you could comment an apology. And the funny thing is, this bolt here, that bolt doesn't even come out because it hits the fan on the front. It's actually comical. The one Ford dealer told me that if it has 2 alternators in it, they would only replace 1 because they can't get to the other one to even get it out, which I find hard to believe, but maybe I don't find it hard to believe. I just find it amazing that that's where we're at. It's going. Praise the Lord for that. The van has it's a 2021, but I travel a lot for our business. It has 175,000 miles on it, so it's a lot of miles for a 21, but I guess I shouldn't complain because this is other than like a wheel bearing or brakes or something like that, it's the only issue I've ever had with a van. Get this just to the point where it's not quite tight so I can maneuver it up top. And up top I have to put a stud in to hold it. The stud that I took off stripped out the end of it, which is a horrible design. So I had to get a new one. And I hear the dinner bell ringing at the house, so I'm gonna go eat dinner and take a break. Okay, next thing I need to do is try to lift that alternator up. I got the 1 bolt in the bottom, and I got to lift it up and put this stud in. And I'm going to do what Ford doesn't do, and I'm going to put some never sees on it, because when I took it out, the top of the stud rounded off because it was seized in place, and I had to put heat on it, and I had to use an extractor to get it out with heat. And it took me a long time of putting heat on it. I did not want to break it off in the motor. So I took my time and I eventually got it out. So I'll put anti-seize on it when I put it back in. And Ford could learn that lesson. So we'll try that and see what happens. Don't take much. Little dab will do you. And the nice thing here, how they designed it too, is you can't get the stud in because there is a hose in the way. So you kind of pull you gotta take the hose and move the hose out of your way. See if I can show you this because it is bare. Here's that stud right there. I got everything kind of up to where I need it to be, but you just can't tell if you're at the right location. This hose just literally sits right in your way. It's almost like a two-handed operation. Well, after fighting it and dropping the stud down there, I think I got it in. That'll do it. Well, now if I can get this tightened up on here, it's going to be two wires and the belt, and I will be good to go. All right, now this needs to get put back because it was in my way. And once I get it back in there, I got to put this back over there and kind of force everything together. That's a 13 millimeter down in there, and it is, man, this one is just so tough to get to. It's like none of this they ever planned on anybody ever working on it. And now there's a plastic cap floating around down here somewhere if I can get it. All right, that's on. Okay, now the belt, and I'm done, other than reassembling everything underneath. I wonder if the engineers show an illustration of how you have to hold the tool. You know, if they show what size Band-Aids to put on your knuckles when you're done. Okay, now this can be the fun part of getting this jammed back in here. All right, and then this comes over. Hooks up there. Yep, there it goes. Now down to the bottom, put everything together, put the belt on, and I should be good to go. Belt shouldn't be too bad. It's got a little tensioner on there, put a wrench on and tension it. Pull the tensioner, slide the belt on, and take it back off. Well, it only took me about 2.5 hours to get the belt on. I had to give up a few times, but I finally got the belt on, and the old girl is back up and running again. So, alternator is on, and now I see why Ford wanted nothing to do with it. And I hope it never has a problem again.